latest data is in. The real estate market remains hot. Let's take a look at the data and see what it means to you. Hi, everyone. My name is Mike Rennick. I'm the senior broker, the team lead of Team Rennick, part of that great Mangrove Realty Associates family. This is what they call April data. It's effective through the end of March 2021. Let's first take a look at the local data, then we'll go to the national scene. On the local data, I've pulled all the statistics for Sarasota and Manatee County. And the charts will be projected up in the video, but sales are up 45% over last year. Last month I reported a 26% increase. This month it's 45% over last year. Pending properties are double, up 104%. Did we have to do it by giving away price? No. 35% price increase year over year. Days on the market, 26% lower than it was a year ago. Properties are selling faster today than they have ever since I can remember. How many months of inventory do we have out there? In other words, amount of units buyers have to choose from, it's down 84% from a year ago. Let's go a little bit deeper in the numbers here. When we look at, again, this is Sarasota, Manatee County, sales for March of 2021 were almost 3,400 units, 2,300 and some change for a year ago. The pending units, 3,257 in March of this year versus 1,595 a year ago. Huge increase. Price, we look at dollar per square foot. That's the easiest way to get an apple-on-apple comparison with luxury mid-price range in introductory level homes. In 2021, we saw $276 a square foot versus $205 a year ago, up 35%. Days on the market. 2021, there's 52 days. 2020, it's 70 days. It's actually selling at a clip of 26% faster. Months of inventory, only a half a month. When something comes on the market right now, generally it's sold in the first couple of weeks. 3.2 months last year. So what does this all mean? Does that mean buyers can't win? Absolutely not. Clearly it's a seller's market. It's strong. It favors seller. But when your broker understands the market, there's a plan to win. We have a plan that Eric and I use when we submit an offer, when we're representing a buyer instead of a seller, that we work through the current conditions, and we have a little, I'll say trick, but it's not a trick. We have a technique that we use that puts the buyer in first place in terms of the offers that are bid. If you want to learn more about that, give me a call. I'll share more. But let's take a look at the national scene. Is this a phenomenon that's just we're seeing here on the west coast of Florida, or are we seeing this nationally? On the chart that we have up on the screen right now, it's year-over-year metrics. Showings are up almost 50% from a year ago. Purchase applications, folks that are applying to purchase for something, are up almost 40%, 39%. Pending deals on a national level are different than Florida. They're down about 0.5%. Existing home sales are up 9%. New home sales are up 8.2%. But inventory on a national basis is down 52%. New home inventory is down 4.6%. If we look at mortgage rates, we know we saw things well below 3% not too long ago. When this data was pulled, it's up around 3.1, 3.2. Still very low compared to traditional trends. Now, when we look back and we were seeing 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, someone may say that 3.2 is a huge number. But traditionally, we've seen mortgage rates from 4, 5, 6, and many times in the double digits in the past. So mortgage rates are still very strong. When we look at year-over-year change in listings, the total listings are down 52%. New listings are down appropriately. When we look at year-over-year change in house inventory, the housing inventory, you see the different states that I have up on the screen right now. Florida, 58% according to this chart. Inventory is down. That's what makes it a seller's market. The fact there's less to choose from. Sellers can leverage that to their advantage. When we look at single-family housing units that are completed, this is new build, we can take a look. 13 straight years below the 50-year average. So we're not seeing new construction out there at the levels that we used to. That's another thing that can help neutralize the market a little bit between buyers and sellers. Let's look at what the Wall Street Journal had to say. The residential real estate market, it's on its biggest tear since 2006. That's just before the recession that we all remember. Just before the housing bubble burst and set off a global recession. Yet in nearly every meaningful way, today's market is the inverse of the previous boom. In the mid-2000s, loose mortgage lending standards enabled borrowers with poor credit histories to purchase homes beyond their means, sometimes with mortgages that required low payments in the early years of the loan. We're not seeing anything like that right now. The mortgage process is arduous. They're being very careful about who gets approved for a loan. Average number of offers received on most recent closed sales, we're seeing in many cases 4 offers on the same property. It is clearly a bidding war. That's why you need a broker that understands how to make your offer come on top. So in summary, things are strong locally. Things are strong nationally. From a personal perspective, I don't see this changing in the short run. Whether we agree with the stimulus package that was passed by the federal government or not, that is going to cause the economy to expand. And when the economy expands, there's more money in most people's hands. Many of those will become buyers and sellers in the real estate market. That's going to continue the upward pressure that we see today. The one question I'm asked all the time, when are we going to see more listings? And nobody has a good answer for that. Is it pandemic-based, the shortage? Is it due to other things? We really don't have a good feel for that, but it's our hope that the number of listings come up so we have better offerings and a little bit more equilibrium between buyers and sellers. This is just the beginning. We need to go deeper. When you're looking to buy or sell in a certain area, we need to look at the market statistics there. Just take Longboat Key, for example. Not all areas, subdivisions, or associations are the same. There's actually a couple that are buyer's market on the island right now. That could change very quickly. So it's an understanding of the market. Whether you're working with a buyer or seller, it's placing you in the right position to leverage the current economic trends that we have out there, the equilibrium, the aspects of the market. To get more, give me a call. We're happy to do an analysis for you. No obligation. My personal cell is 941-400-8735. Thanks for watching.